Guys, I'm really, really worried. What if the US doesn't win gold? Welcome back, Motherpuckers, to the Pucked Up Podcast. I am your host, I am D-Bag, and I am joined by one of my other hosts, the beautiful, radiant Finjif. Chris. We call him Chris.
It's weird when people call me Finjif for sure.
I know, it is weird, but it is technically your handle, and so that's...
It is, yes. It is where you can find me literally everywhere.
Yeah. Our other two hosts, Maul and Danger, got mollywopped by life, and so they are not here. And that sucks for them, but they're fine. They'll be back next week.
Mollywopped by life. I see what you did there. Yeah. That was pretty good. That was pretty clever.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm very smart. Y'all had a wonderful week without me last week. Well, I don't know if it was wonderful. I missed it. I hope you missed me.
Wonderful. We missed you.
Oh, good. Everyone should miss me all the time, always. That's how that works. Anyway, but I am here this week, which means we are going to jump right into our show. Chris, can you tell me what the trivia question you have for me and me alone is?
I can, in fact. In 1967, the first formal NHL expansion happened. There were 6 teams added. Can you name those 6 teams?
No, I cannot. But we'll find out later in the show if maybe I grow a brain cell between now and then.
You can figure out some of them.
I can, you know what? I can take a stab in the dark, and surely I got to get 1 out of 6 right. Watch me get 0. That'll be so very funny.
I mean, you've got what, 27 teams to pick from there. That
I was like, I definitely know. I definitely know it wasn't the Vegas Golden Knights.
Yeah. There's
in the first ever expansion.
20-something teams that you could probably pick from there.
100%. Absolutely. All right. Well, thank you for that, Chris. We'll check in later at the end of the episode to hear the results, where Chris will be like, wow, you're dumb. And then hopefully you will think you're not dumb because you have already put in all of the correct answers in the comments down below. Don't cheat. Don't use Google. That's not fun for anybody. Come on now. Play by the rules. It's not hard. All right. But we do have some updates from the PWHL. The biggest update that we have, the only update that we have, is that there were 16 PWHL players named to the U.S. Olympic women's ice hockey team. These were from the various teams. Again, we will hopefully be seeing ice hockey February 5th through 19th. Who knows? The stadium's still being built. Right Nobody knows. I laugh about it, but I'm in pain. We have 2 goaltenders. We have 2 goaltenders in Erin Frankel and Gwyneth Phillips. Erin of Boston, Gwyneth of Ottawa. Our defenders are Kayla Barnes from Seattle, Rory Gilday of Ottawa, Megan Keller from Boston, Lee Stecklin of Minnesota, and Haley Wynn of Boston. Forwards are Hannah Bilka of Seattle, Alex Carpenter from Seattle, Kendall Coyne-Schofield from Minnesota, Britta Coral Salam from Minnesota, Taylor Heisey from Minnesota, Hillary Knight from Seattle, Kelly Panic from Minnesota, Haley Scamora from Montreal, and Grace Zumwinkle from Minnesota. As y'all can tell, Minnesota, their team is fucking stacked, which is why a 3-peat is possible for them.
The 3-peat is pretty realistic at this point.
Look at how many fucking Olympic stars came from these teams. Insane. So I hope you all will join us in watching women's hockey in the Olympics, February 5th through the 19th. We would love to cheer on these girls. I hope that if we do get hockey, that we see some of y'all rocking PWHL jerseys in those stands. Because, hey, why people do it all the time for men's hockey game. You now have PWHL actual gear sold through their store. And I bet you they probably can like fast track it. So if you're headed to Milan, first of all, bring me. Second of all, grab that jersey.
Literally. Like, I'm Italian. Just like, that's fine. Bring me along. I'll see where my ancestors came from.
Chris could probably fold into a suitcase pretty well, to be honest.
I'm tiny. I could easily fit.
That's what
I don't know if I'd survive the X-ray scanning, but I'll get through it.
They'd have some questions. TSA would absolutely
Why
have
is there
some
a whole
questions.
human man in your thing? And I'd respond with, don't ask questions.
Don't
Just
ask
send me into the
questions.
plane cargo bay.
Uh-huh. Exactly. I paid for the luggage, so this should count.
Yeah, exactly. I am luggage. I
I am
fit.
luggage.
Although
If it
would
fits, it
definitely have to
ships.
be, I would have to be checked because I would definitely not fit the weight requirement to be in an
No.
onboard above head storage container.
Yeah. 100% you would not.
I'm a little thick nowadays. So
We love a thick boy. We love a thick boy. All right. Well, with that, let us get into the rest of our episode. Unfortunately, we are starting off with some sad news. It was announced today that Bob Pulford of the Toronto Maple Leafs Stanley Cup winning teams has passed away at age 89. Very sad news. He is a Hockey Hall of Famer. He won 4 Stanley Cups. He also went on to be a general manager as well. The cup winning teams, for those of you who aren't nerds like Chris and have it all memorized, I think, was 1962, 1963, 1964, and 1967. Again, he spent 14 seasons with the Leafs. He had 251 goals, 312 assists, and 400 and 947 games. He was an incredible benefit to that team. We are all very, very sad to hear that he has passed away. We are sending our condolences to his family, to his friends, to his teammates. He won the Jack Adams Award too. I just realized in 1975 for coaching, as he was
wow.
the coach of the Kings, which is just incredible. He had an incredible life, and we are so sad to hear of his passing. Bob, you will definitely be missed by this sport and by everyone who plays in it. All right, now less sad stuff. Thankfully, because I always have to do the sad shit.
Yeah.
As we talked about on Weekend Whistle, and I say we as in like the royal we, meaning the Pucked Up podcast family. It's a lot of the NHL, or I'm sorry, a lot of the Olympic rosters of NHL players were announced here recently. Not all of them, though. They have not all been put out, but we do have some really interesting numbers that I want to go over really quick. So, NHL players appear on 11 country rosters.
Wow.
There are 25 players from the NHL for Team USA, 25 for Canada, 13 for Czechia, 4 for Denmark, 24 for Finland, 1 for France, 6 for Germany, 6 for Latvia, 5 for Slovakia, 25 for Sweden, and 6 for Switzerland. So those are pretty big numbers, all just coming out of solely the NHL.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive. Also, each of the 32 teams has at least one representative on an Olympic roster. So the Anaheim Ducks have 4, Boston Bruins have 6, Calgary Flames have 2, Carolina Hurricanes have 4, Colorado Avalanche have 8, Blue Jackets with 2, Stars with 7, Red Wings with 3, Oilers with 3, which seems low. Florida Panthers put in 9, though. That's crazy.
Yeah.
The Kings have 5, the Wild have 8. Danger will love that.
It's
The
because most of the
Canadiens,
fucking Wild team is just on Team Sweden.
true, true. The Canadiens have 4. The Preds have 4. The Devils have 8. Rangers have 3. Ottawa Senators have 5. The Flyers have 4. The Penguins only have 4. The San Jose Sharks did get 2 in there. Proud of them for
Mm-hmm.
that. The St. Louis Blues have 3. The Seattle Kraken have 3. The Tampa Bay Lightning have 9. The Toronto Maple Leafs have 3. The Utah Mammoth also have 3. Good for them. The Vancouver Canucks have 6. The Vegas Golden Knights have 7. My Washington Capitals have 3. And lastly, the Winnipeg Jets have 4 players. Now, this is a time of recording, and again, there are still teams that have yet to be named. I don't know that we're missing any NHL players from any of the countries that have yet to put a roster together, but you never know.
Well,
I
I
don't know.
mean, Montreal and Dallas could have one more added to their numbers, but that's you want to go hear that whole fucking rant? Go check
Mhm.
out this week's episode of the Weekend Whistle, where I essentially cuss out Bill Guerin and Hockey USA.
Well, there's also some notable injuries that have happened recently that
Uh-huh.
could impact some of those numbers a little bit as well. I don't
Uh-huh.
know. So we'll keep y'all posted with
Imagine
that.
imagine if Russia was able to play and those numbers would be so much higher because I can think of right now, I can build you a roster of Russians that would be nasty. But
It's really unfortunate. I'm gonna leave it there. It's really unfortunate.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
We all know why it's unfortunate.
We all know why it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
All right. And with that, we get over to the interesting stuff. Chris, what happened at World Juniors? Because
Well,
good
I can
God.
tell you that for the first time in a while, neither the US or Canada were in the fucking finals of the World Juniors. Um
Ugh,
we had an
disappointing.
incredible game between Sweden and Czechia. Um Sweden
Yeah.
had a 3-0 lead going into the third and essentially allowed Czechia to rally back towards the
You
end of
know
the
what?
game.
I'm gonna pause and say though that I low key love when that happens when it's not my team. Important addendum, when it's not my team, I love when that happens because it's just so much more exciting.
Yeah.
Like you and I had our teams played each other last night. Your team rallied back, got within a point, and we said, "Shut the fuck up, that was cute," and then put two more in. Um, it was fine. I still though low key enjoyed it because I was like, I don't want to embarrass the shit out of a team I like. I want to save that for the Penguins. Come on now. So but I love it. I love, love, love it when we see things like that happen in big games like this because I
Right.
love the tension. I love the story building. Like now Sweden has a dope ass story about how they, in the locker room, someone gave an amazing speech and they rallied. That didn't happen, but now we can make, a miracle on ice for Sweden about it from
Yeah.
this.
Spoken to after the game, um, Sweden player Anton Frundell, who is a member of the Chicago Blackhawks organization, said, "It's incredible. It was time for gold, and we did it. It's amazing. We're a big family. We love each other. We did the right things for the team to win. It's not about individual scoring or goals or anything. It was about the gold medal, and we did a great job all the way to the end, even though they scored 2 goals." Um, I loved that someone posted on Instagram and TikTok like 5 or 6 hours after the game while the arena members are cleaning up the whole arena. The guys in Team Sweden are still skating around, holding the trophy in the air.
Well, it's
Um,
their third ever gold medal. So like this is
yeah,
something for them that's like they
and
never get to bring that
their
home.
last one was in 2012
Yeah.
because it's been dominated by the U.S. and Canada mostly. Um,
Right.
Obviously shocking that the US didn't really make it past the first round of the elimination stuff.
Mhm.
Obviously, with a lot of the stuff going on with Canada, uh, I think Czechia wanted to make it an extra point to win that game. Um,
Yeah.
that was the biggest middle finger of, hey, you didn't want to shake our hands? Well, here you go. But no, yet again, a beautiful, beautiful tournament. I love the World Juniors. I wish I was able to watch more of it. NHL Network, please give your contract rights to fucking YouTube. I just want to watch the World Juniors.
Yeah,
But
I
yeah,
don't
no,
understand.
incredibly happy for both of these teams. Canada did win the gold medal. Um, they won
The
six to
bronze.
three, or the bronze. Yes, Canada did win the bronze. They won 6-3 over Finland. That I do know as well. Gavin McKenna is most likely going to go number 1 overall in the draft. So look out for that name.
Look out for none of our teams getting that name, actually. So that's
No. Well, mine keeps playing the way that they are. They'll lock it down pretty fast.
no, there's no way Gary Bettman lets you have another first round pick.
God forbid we get a first overall pick.
Yeah, that would be a shame.
We could just do what the Islanders did and jump 12 spots.
You know?
But yeah, no, that was
Fair.
all the goodness of the World Juniors. I'm not quite sure. I believe it was announced where it's being held next year. I'm not quite sure. I will get back to you on that information.
Well, that sort of brings us to our offside opinion. based off of how the World Juniors went, right? Like they are a tiny microcosm of what we can look forward to in the Olympics. Obviously, bigger, faster, stronger players, people who've been playing in a more competitive environment for typically a lot longer. But do we expect to see any surprising upsets as we head to the Olympics next month based off of this?
I mean, never sleep on the Czech Republic. I mean, I know a couple players that are over there, notably one I can think of off the top of my head, Lucas Dostal, goalie
Mhm.
for the Ducks. Germany is going to have Tim Stützle and Mark Scheifele on the same fucking team. I'm sorry, not Mark
Yeah.
Scheifele. Leon Draisaitl. Draisaitl
Yeah.
and Stützle. That is going to be fucking crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, and you guys talked about, well, you screamed about how stupid Bill Guerin is for
I
the
did
Team USA
I did
roster.
scream. I did scream a
You
bit.
did scream a little
Um,
bit.
I'm sorry. Make it make fucking sense. Like I said, speak it. Tell me, talk, to explain it to me like I'm a 5-year-old.
But I mean, like, do we think that we are setting up to see a World Juniors like event where and not to say that like, um, that Sweden is a nothing country. They very clearly have some incredibly skilled players.
Yeah,
But do we think that like we shot ourselves in the foot here?
I don't think so because obviously we covered. Look at the four nations last year. All right, the
Mhm,
U.S., Canada, Sweden, and Finland.
mhm,
Those are four of the five predominant countries that you see players come from. They
mhm.
are the top four IIHF ratings. There is a reason that they are known as the Big Four in international play. Sweden
Yeah,
could just dog walk everyone because how nasty that roster is. Um,
yeah,
Canada could struggle because what's the one thing we've been saying? I don't have a problem with Darcy Kemper or Logan Thompson on that roster as their goalies. Those are great options at goalie. But your starting goaltender is going to be Jordan Binnington. And
which is
while
fucking dumb.
it's dumb. While he had like a good game the other day against Montreal, that's like the best he's looked in the past year and a half. Like
And it's the fucking
other than the Four
Canadians.
Nations, which is it's hard for a goalie to look like shit when you actually have good defenders around you.
Mhm,
They're
right,
essentially all-star teams. Whereas you have two Canadian goaltenders in Colorado that are having the best season of their careers, and neither of
right.
them are on the team. So it's like I think so many factors. And like you said earlier, injuries can play through anything.
Yep,
I believe Zach Werenski is still day to day from
he
his
is.
injury against Anaheim, like beginning of last week or mid time last week. I know we've seen a couple other players get injured. Gabriel Landeskog just slid
Mhm,
hard into the or the goal net, and
yeah,
right to the side. That could hurt, Sweden. It's it this is a game of variables, and at this
mhm,
level it's less like the World Juniors where it's the up and coming, the future stars. These are the best of the best now.
right.
You are there because you are one of the best to do this. So it's just battle of the titans. And I mean, I wouldn't sleep on Switzerland, Denmark, Slovakia. Those are all great teams. I don't really have a lot of faith in the Italian team or the French team. Obviously, as someone who is Italian, that's hard for me to say. I'll cheer
Mhm.
for them, but can you name an Italian player in the NHL?
No.
I can name some that have Italian heritage, but I don't know any that are from there. It like
Yeah,
in you know.
yeah, I don't either. It's just not common. I mean, we just went over the report, right? We have 25 from Team Canada, 25 from Team US, 25 from Team Sweden, and then 24 from Team Finland. So very clearly, those are four powerhouses just by the numbers, right? We're not even
And the
talking
only one
about,
on a team Finland that is not or that was picked is a free agent.
yeah,
So
yeah,
that tells you everything. If you have your top four countries are all NHL players, that I
hmm.
think gives you a real good indication of what you're going to be expecting.
So then it really does come down, which very much mirrors the World Juniors, though, too, which is why I thought that this question was interesting because that is kind of, again, we had that final matchup of Czechia and Sweden, and those are the other two powerhouses.
Yeah.
Could we see something where history repeats itself, from the World Junior stage to the Olympic stage. I say we can't rule it out because
No, no.
anything could
Any
happen.
I was just gonna
You
say
have a bad
anyone
night.
can lose.
Yeah, you have a bad night, a couple of, you know, bounces don't go your way, you're fucked. You get a terrible ref, you're
Yeah.
fucked. Like, there's and the unknown here, I think, that also will make such a fucking impact to this game specifically, is gonna be the quality of the ice. They are like, slapdashing this rink together to get it done by that February 5th date. We have no idea what the quality of this rink is going to look like. So while it could affect everybody universally, right? Like every player, they're all playing on the same ice, they could all suck. However, I mean, some
The
of these players
size of
are
the
going to be
rink
more
too.
used to training in smaller size rinks because they grew up overseas where they played in a smaller size rink, or they grew up playing on shittier ice because they grew up in countries that didn't, have as much access to that. If you think about your more remote locations in Czechia versus here in the US, like you're going to have better facilities here potentially
Yeah.
than over there, possibly. So there's a bunch of things that like factors that could impact this just from the arena alone. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
There are so many unknown variables, which is why I'm so excited about these Olympics, by the way. Like, I really fucking hope we get to see it. I hope they finish building that goddamn rink because I think that there are some really cool variables here.
Yeah.
I think that we're also building off of the hype from the Four Nations, which brought a lot of interest into our sport. Um, but the hype of that too, can I like share a small fear? I think that people are going to be let down in comparison between the Four Nations and the Olympics because Four Nations was Bash Bros
It
and the
was
Olympics,
NHL
that is
style
banned.
hockey
Yeah.
in
Like you're not going to
international.
be seeing
There
them
aren't won't be any
beat the
fights.
shit out
Well,
of each other.
yeah. International play, I can absolutely agree because what we got was NHL sanctioned international play. So we got
Yes.
NHL hockey with all-star rosters, which was
Right.
fucking awesome. There is,
Dope as shit.
but international play when it comes to IIHF tournaments and that sort of stuff with the Olympics, it's the same game, but there are differences.
Hmm.
Um, there is way less violence.
You're still going to see the heavy hits, right? Like we're still going
Oh
to see
yeah,
people absolutely get bodied in a regulation way, right? Like by the
but
rules,
there
but
won't
there's
be
not going to
tons of
be dropping
fights.
gloves.
Yeah,
Yeah.
unless
As
you're
much as
unless
we
you're
loved
Matthew Kachuk and
I
Brad
was just gonna
Marchand.
say, well, Matthew Chuck is on a streak. You told me the other day that he has gotten high sticked in his last 5 games. Or was
Brady
Brady,
Kachuk
that's
has
who it
gotten
was.
high sticked in 5 straight games.
It feels coordinated at this point, and we'll
It
see
does.
if they're able to get away with it. I mean, IIHF, it could seem accidental. You know what I mean? There's
You
no
better.
repercussions for that.
Here's my take on that: is you better hope that if you're one of the players who high sticked him, that you're an American. Because if not,
Yeah,
Brady's gonna fucking kill you.
right, right.
And Matthew should be healthy by then. So there's nothing scarier than one Kachuk, but two Kachucks in the same team being no. Hey, fuck that guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe we see a hockey fight in the Olympics. Who knows? Um,
I mean,
I
I
just
would love it because I do
I'd
enjoy
be
that, but
in.
at the same time, I just know it's not gonna happen because they run a classy organization over there, and there are, like,
And we're
repercussions to doing shit
we're a
like
bunch
that.
of fucking hillbillies throwing
We're a bunch of
ourselves at each
Neanderthals.
other.
Yeah.
Literally.
100%.
Oh
But I
god.
would love to see it. I don't know, I always want the US to win. I
Oh, of course.
I would love that. That's what I want. However, I'm also very, like, recent to I'm a third generation Swiss immigrant, so also really would love to see Switzerland do some damn shit, maybe take home a bronze, that would be dope.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll happen, but I would love to see an upset. US wins gold, but maybe Canada
Hmm.
doesn't make the board.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I wanna see some drama.
I
That's
know,
where I
and I
land.
mean, I'm a third generation Italian,
Mhm.
and French. It'd be cool to see Italy do something. Um,
Yeah. It
but
would
I
be cool to
just
see Italy do something in Italy too.
yeah, that would be pretty sick.
Yeah.
Um, but again, I don't know. They don't really have hockey in Italy. You know, there's like I think a pro team from like the Czech league or something. Like there's like one or
Yeah.
two that play in Italy, but you know, I'm not quite sure. I think again, anything can happen on any given day. That's just sports. Like any
Hmm.
team can lose, any team can win. But I
Yeah.
think we're looking at most likely US and Canada, could be Sweden, Canada, could be Finland, Canada. See, Finland, che- Czechia versus Sweden, though, for the gold medal would be wild.
Right though? How crazy would that be? Oh. Anyway, well we'll see. We'll all see in a month. Hopefully you all are able to watch it from wherever you are. I mean, it's usually on like a major network, so
It
there
should be
aren't
on
blackout
NBC.
things. Yeah, it should
NBC.
be. But we don't know yet when they're going to, or what's going to get aired and what's going to be just streaming on, the interwebs. So,
I only know what channel it's on because what probably my biggest celebrity crush, Dua Lipa, was on the Olympic
there
commercial, and you bet your sweet ass I paid
you
attention
go.
because when that stunning
Yeah,
woman talks, I'm gonna listen.
that's fair. That's fair. I should have known it was on NBC because I love the freaking gymnastics every year,
Mm-hmm.
every 4 years.
It's
So
gonna
I was
feel
very in
weird
tune with that
because
coverage.
we're not gonna have Bob Costas this year, are we? I
No.
think Bob retired, didn't he?
Mhm. Mhm.
So, you know what? Here's what we do. Here's what we do. I vote to have Snoop and Kevin
Oh,
Hart be full time on the NBC Olympic broadcast because the last time they did it,
no.
Snoop got excited about a horse crip walking and it was fucking incredible. Please give us that NBC. Hire them, or you know what? You got a lot of things for Dale Jr. Go call up Dale Earnhardt Jr. Everyone's gonna pay attention to fucking the Olympics then. He
As
shows up
much as
everywhere.
I love the shit out of Snoop and Kevin Hart, like that combo, very funny. If they make them a permanent thing, like all the time, they're 100% going to have to accidentally shut down the broadcast because
Because
one
they're
of
gonna
those
say
2
some
says
shit.
something really fucking wrong.
Or make them a like a
You know what I
thing
mean?
like an extra like the Manning brothers do for the NFL. Do their thing
Yeah.
just on tick on like fucking Peacock. I'd watch
Mhm.
that.
I'd watch the shit out of that.
To hear
100%.
Snoop and Kevin Hart comment on figure skating, or
Yeah.
curling. No,
Dude, Flava
I'm
Flav
in.
though, I don't I don't know if you've watched Flavor Flav recently. He was a guest judge on Dancing with the Stars recently. That man knows nothing about nothing, but he's so excited all the time
I
about
get. I'm
everything.
so
It
in though.
is
Bring
it is
Flava Flav
so
in.
good. It is quality content because you're just like you just made up a bunch of shit. You don't know what you said, but damn are you excited to be here. And I love that. It's just so like infectious, you know what I mean?
The most millennial thing we could love is Snoop and Flava Flav.
Yeah. Listen, we
Yeah,
are who
no,
we are.
I'm
Okay.
I'm excited. I'm hoping that the ice gets done in time. We haven't really
Yeah.
had any
No updates.
no updates, but I do know for a fact, and it has been said that the NHL and the league themselves will
Mhm.
go out and inspect the ice, and if the ice is not up to their standards, they have said we will not allow our players to play, and I know they said that they will be passing that anything they learn along to the PWHL to allow
Mhm.
people in charge there to make their decision on allowing their players, and I like that they're working together on that.
I
That
do
was
too.
Gary Bettman very, very much so had said, no, we will pass everything that we think along our assessments to the
Yeah.
PWHL. So this way, everyone. And it sucks, but I mean, like, I appreciate that the leagues are working together and protecting their players
Player
because
safety is very important.
the last thing you need on the biggest scale is for the Olympics to make themselves look like a bunch of clowns, which
Mm.
this isn't exactly helping that right now.
No.
But
No.
the also to protect the integrity of that international competition. If the ice isn't up to the ability that like if it's not up to someone's standards,
Mm.
then we could just be playing on a fucking block of ice somewhere in the middle of
Yeah.
nowhere. There
Right.
needs to be some sort of standard. So I appreciate the NHL being open about that and
I do
being transparent, because it's important to be transparent, especially with the growth of the women's game and how much the NHL is getting behind the PWHL. I
Mhm.
think that camaraderie is pretty cool too.
Agreed. Yeah, I hope we see more instances of that kind of collaboration happening, not just through the Olympics, where obviously men and women are competing, but through other stuff too. I hope we see some more cross promotion coming from the NHL side of the house for the PWHL.
Yeah,
Well, with that, let us jump into our bad boys and our hurdy boys. We do actually have a couple of bad boys this week.
we do.
Uh, we have John Beecher of the Calgary Flames for roughing against Michael McCarron. He was assessed a 1-game suspension and is forfeiting $4,687.50. We saw another 1-game suspension being assessed to Logan Stanley of the Winnipeg Jets for roughing Brady Tkachuk. He was also assessed a 1-game
It was
suspension and is
it was a
forfeiting
legit sucker
6,000.
punch. It was
It
a
was,
fucking
yeah.
sucker punch. Whether
Yeah,
you
you
like
sent that and I
Brady or
was like,
not, that shit's not okay.
I don't, so works out for me. He is forfeiting $6,510.42 for that 1-game suspension.
Wow.
These were both roughing calls. Could they have done something else maybe for Brady Tkachuk? But they weren't ever going to suspend him for more than 1 game, so I don't think we really would have gotten much. But that does bring our total to 131 games worth of suspensions so far this year, and $548,697.91 raised for the Players Assistance Fund.
It
So
feels like it was higher last year by this time.
it was 100% higher last year by this
Like,
time.
we had some heavy
Oh
suspensions
yeah,
last year. Yeah,
we
listen,
for sure did.
I like Logan Stanley. He's a great player, but you can't just, whether or not Brady has a reputation, he did just straight up sucker punch him, and it's like
Yeah,
you can't do that. You got to, if you're gonna do that, drop the gloves, be a man, and get prepared to possibly get your ass kicked.
yeah,
But don't
yeah,
just sucker punch people,
100%.
because now Brady's
Absolutely.
gonna fuck you up the next time you guys play.
It's that thing that we talk about all the time with so many of these players where they just let their emotions drive for a minute and then make the
Mhm.
dumbest possible choice.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. He let his
Yeah.
emotions
Oh,
drive and
absolutely.
then dumbest possible choice. So,
Yeah. Fuck around and
all
find
right,
out.
fuck around and find out. Let's get into our injury report. We have a couple of notable injuries this week. Gonna put this over here. Oh, didn't want that to happen. Okay. So, starting off in Anaheim, we have Peter Mrazek, your goalie, who is out undisclosed day to day. It doesn't look so
St-
happy. Boston, I know you have reasons to be happy, Chris. I will
I
give it to
I
you.
I have not. I've said at the beginning of the season I can't fucking stand him. So he's probably a
Yeah,
great guy, but he's a terrible
he's not
goalie.
doing anything for you in net. Yeah, no, I get it. In Boston, Hampus Lindholm is out undisclosed on IR until at least January 13. In Buffalo, Michael Kesselring is out lower body until January 12th. Same with Alex Lyon and Justin Danforth as well. And I think we've actually already talked about Justin, but that was an extended injury. Um, no one really in Calgary other than John Beecher out until the 19th. In Carolina, Jacob Slavin is out injured until January
Oh
24th. That is a big miss for
no,
them. That's
that's
a big
gonna
one.
hurt the U.S.
That's yeah. So we'll see how that goes.
Fuck.
Connor Bedard is out with a shoulder injury until January 9th, so he should just be returning. Actually, this was updated today, but I thought that he was a little bit closer than the 9th to returning. But what
I
the
think it
fuck
is the
do I
ninth.
know? Frank Nazar also out until February 26th for
Ooh.
Chicago. That's a long one. That's a long one for them. In Colorado, Devin Taves is out until January 21st, and Gabriel Landeskog, who we talked a little bit about earlier, is out until January 19th. That is a quicker return than we suspected when he first got injured. So
Yeah,
that is good news.
and
Hopefully
Devon
that
Taves
remains
too.
true.
That's a pretty fast turnaround, so it's not gonna hurt Team Canada too bad.
We'll see, because I just hope they're not pushing it to recover in order to be back in time to,
In time, yeah.
yeah. But we'll see. Who knows? For Columbus, Mason Marchment is out with a lower body injury just for a couple of days. Saw a very funny video of him as a skate. He loose his blade, and he literally had to be towed in twice to get off the ice.
His
Hilarious. I was
teammate
dying.
literally pulling him along like a 5-year-old who can't skate. It was the funniest thing. And he had
He,
no
like,
idea
tried to
which
get up at one
blade he was
point and then
missing.
just fell back down. I think both of them, honestly, because he could not figure it out. Like, he looked like a baby penguin learning to walk for the first time,
Like
you
a
know what I
baby
mean? Like,
deer
it
trying
was
to
so
stand. It was
funny.
amazing.
It was hilarious. I hope that's not what his
Awesome.
injury is from, but that was very funny to me personally. All right, we also have Jamie Benn for Dallas. He is out until January 12th, or sorry, January 10th with an upper body injury. Nobody really knew for Detroit. In Edmonton, Tristan Jarry is out with a lower body injury until January 15th, and Jake Wallman is also out until the 12th. Oh, and I just saw Kasperi Kapanen out until the 10th. That's at least that's a quick turnaround. They won't be missing him long. In Florida, Matthew Tkachuk still out with that groin injury. He's saying he's coming back on the 10th. Maybe he doesn't. I don't know. Then maybe Bill can call up somebody like useful to the team. We also have Seth Jones out until January 31st. That's a long one. Thomas Nosek has officially been declared on IR with his knee injury out until February 26th is the update there. In Los Angeles, the only big name is that Anze Kopitar is out day to day. That's only sad because this is his last season in the NHL, so you hate to see him miss any time in what he knows is his retirement rally. In Minnesota, we have Zach Bogosian, undisclosed day to day. In Montreal, nobody knew. That's exciting, so we're just going to skip it. In Nashville, Jonathan Marchessault is out day to day. New Jersey has a bunch of injuries. Yevgeny Dadonov is out until January 25th, and so is Jonathan Kovacevic with a knee injury. That sucks. Bo Horvat for the New York Islanders is out until January 8th. So is Semyon Varlamov out until February 26th. Oh, you guys probably already talked about that. Was on December 28th. Wow, I didn't see that one. That sucks.
Oops.
We have big news, though, for New York Rangers. Igor Shesterkin is out with a lower body injury. Right now, he is saying they'll be returning on January 14th. I'm curious if that remains to be true because I saw him come off the ice and he was hurt.
That
Big
was,
time
yeah,
hurt.
I saw
It
it
was
and
bad.
it wasn't. So I hope he's all right. That's rough for Shesty. That's real
Yeah.
rough for Shesty.
Mm-hmm. Adam Fox also out until January 31st with a lower body injury. That's a big loss for them there as well. In Ottawa, we have Linus Ullmark out for personal reasons, out until January 18th. So that is an
Yeah,
extended. We did see about that, but it got extended.
as far as I know, nothing has come out on that. They're
I think
keeping
he had
that
asked
one
for some privacy, and I think that that's the right thing to do.
real close to the
They're keeping that
chest.
one.
So
Yeah. So hopefully everything is okay there. In Philly, we have Matvey Michkov out day to day. In Pittsburgh, Evgeny Malkin is out until at least January 8th. We hope that he has a speedy recovery and return. That is the only new one there. In San Jose, we have a bunch of names on the list. Vincent Ducharnay is out until tomorrow. Excuse me. John Klingberg out until the 15th. There's a bunch of other people. Will Smith is out until February 4th. That one sucks for them. You hate
yeah,
losing young talent like that. So hopefully whatever injury he has that's listed as upper body is resolved quickly. In Seattle, Matt Murray is out until January 10th. In St. Louis, P.S. Suter is out with an ankle injury until January 27th. He must be mentioned. He cannot be skipped. In Tampa
always.
Bay, have to. Ryan McDonough is out until January 10th. There's a few other names. Scott Saborn is out until January 18th as well. In Toronto, William Nylander is out until January 10th. Hopefully that is a quick recovery. I don't know if you guys talked about Christopher Tanev, but his updated return is now January 31st, which
Okay.
sucks for them. Yeah, that's a bummer. Nobody knew in Utah. Nobody knew that we haven't already talked about in Vancouver, so we're just not going to repeat names. In Vegas, also nobody knew. In Washington, Tom Wilson's still out day to day, which sucks, especially for Team Canada. That sucks big time.
Eh,
Alexei Protas also out day to day, which sucks for us. Not for any specific team, but Alexei has been incredible for us this year. And I believe that is it for this injury report, which means it is now time. So sorry if you heard that dog. It had big feelings about it too, but it is now time for our obscure NHL player of the week.
well, our obscure player of the week is actually a name that I'm sure everyone has already known, but that would be the man Paul Maurice. Uh,
Never heard of him,
Paul
actually.
Maurice, huh?
Never heard of him, Chris. Don't know why you pulled
No,
that
I
name.
couldn't imagine.
Mm-mm. Couldn't imagine.
For those that are not familiar, he was Paul Maurice is the current head coach of the Florida Panthers. But those that don't know is he was drafted by the Philadelphia Flyers, 12th round, 252nd overall, in the 1985 draft. Um, which is obviously the last pick
Oh,
of the
man.
draft, making him unfortunately Mr. Irrelevant. He played 4 seasons in the OHL with the Windsor CompuWare Spitfires uh, from 1984 to 1988. In those 4 seasons, he had 8 goals, 32 assists, and 256 penalty minutes. um, Obviously he did begin his 88 or 87-88 season with the Spitfires as a result of an eye injury. It left him with a blind spot in his right eye. Uh, they had to or the NHL's St. Louis Blues, who he eventually was picked up by, uh, had to vacate a spot, and due to poor performance, uh, then head coach Peter Carmenos gave him an option. The team was either going to trade him or he would become an assistant coach for the team. Obviously,
What?
choosing the option to become a coach, he officially retired from playing and began his coaching career, where he has been a head coach in the NHL since 1995, where he coached the Hartford Whalers and the Carolina Hurricanes. The irony
He
of
did
me
that on
wearing this
purpose.
shirt today.
Yeah.
From 95 to 2004, spent 2 years in Toronto with the Maple Leafs, did another 5 year stint, 4 season stint with the Carolina Hurricanes. From 2013 to 2022, he was the coach of the Winnipeg Jets. And for the last 3 seasons, he has spent them with the Florida Panthers, making the Stanley Cup Finals 3 years straight and winning the last 2 in a row. Um, it's funny when you think about coaches, right? You don't often think about a lot of coaches that have played, um,
Yeah.
because a lot of the coaches are a lot older. Obviously, when we think of that, we think of coaches like Patrick Waugh. We think of coaches
Hmm.
like Marty St. Louis, Rod
Right, right.
Brindamore,
Went to more.
Spencer
Hmm.
Carberry, who are people who have all like played at least some form of the game in our lifetime. So
Yeah, I was
those
gonna
are
say a little bit
names
more recently.
we know. Yeah.
Yeah.
We both very much so are familiar with Marty St. Louis' career. And
Yeah, yeah.
I've absolutely watched Rod Brindamore play up until the 2000s with the fucking Hurricanes. So,
Hmm.
um, yeah, I thought that was a fun one, Mr. Paul Maurice, who is our not so obscure player of the week.
And an obscure fact about Paul Maurice is I'm pretty sure he's a big Taylor Swift fan, actually. I
He
remember
is a
right.
very
That it
big
came
Taylor
out.
Swift
Yeah.
fan.
Which I think is so funny.
Oh, we're here
I
for it.
love that for him. All right, Chris, it is now time for you to embarrass me in trivia. Can you remind us one more time, for the good of the order, of the question this week?
Yes, the NHL's first formal expansion, when the league was brought from 6 to 12 teams, was in 1967. They added 6 teams. Can you guess those 6 teams? I will give you a hint. There is an Easter egg on my screen.
Okay.
It just might be a little hidden.
Okay.
I can get a hint. Is one of the teams is on the hat that I'm wearing today.
Were you wearing a Bruins hat? No. I'm
The
gonna say the
Bruins are an
Bruins
original
because they've been
six team.
around. No. Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, that makes sense because I was gonna say they've been around for a minute, and then I just did the math in my head, and that doesn't make sense. All right, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Philly. They've been around for a minute.
Philadelphia is one of them. Yep.
Okay. Uh, Minnesota North Stars, not
That's
the Wild,
another one.
because
I
we
will tell
know
you that
what
on this
happened there.
list, there's one team that does not exist.
Okay,
Now,
so I'm automatically not gonna get it because I don't
probably,
know
yeah,
that
that
player.
one you're not going to get.
Um.
The rest do still exist.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. Let's see. Let's see. St. Louis Blues.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Pittsburgh Penguins, because Pittsburgh and Philly came out the same year, right? Nice. Okay. Okay. Okay.
This is four.
All right. I've got 4, and we already know I'm not gonna
You
get one, so I've got 5.
Yeah, I'll just, we'll count it as if you get that last
It's
one.
free space.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh shit. Who was the last one? Okay. Is it a Canadian team?
No, it's not.
Interesting. Okay. 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 Hmm. I feel like I should know who it is. Oh man. Um. Huh.
You do know who this team is.
Huh?
You do absolutely know who this team is.
Well, I know who every team in the league is, to be
Yeah,
fair.
but yeah, well, that's fair. Yeah. This is a team we did kind of talk about a player in this team earlier, a little bit earlier.
Okay. Columbus Blue Jackets, because we talked about Mason.
That's one of the more recent expansions.
Well, all right. Do I get one more shot?
One more try, and then I'll tell you.
Okay. 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 All right. Hmm.
You want a hint?
Yeah.
Western Conference.
Okay. Okay, that helps. Been a minute in the Western Conference. The LA Kings.
And the reason
I
that I say that you won't get the last one is because in 1967,
Mhm.
the California Golden Seals,
Yeah. I didn't even know
yeah,
that was a team.
they existed. They existed from 1967 from 1961 to 1966 in the WHL, were brought into the NHL in 1967, where they were a team until 1976, to which they had relocated to Cleveland to become the Cleveland Barons. And then 2 years later, the team merged with the Minnesota North Star. So there
Wow.
were originally 2 teams in California. One of them
Well, there
folded
still
until
are.
the 90s,
Well, there's
where,
3.
yeah, well, that was till until the 90s,
Mhm.
when San Jose showed up, and then a couple years later, the Anaheim Ducks showed up.
Yeah.
Look at you! Oh, I don't think I could get it, and you nailed 5 of the 6. I give you a
Yeah.
pass on the 6th one because you would have never fucking known unless you're a
I
nerd like me, who's a
exactly.
psycho and
And
knows all these fucking teams that used to exist.
also, that's West Coast. Nobody cares about them except for you and people who live there.
God damn,
Love you
the
so
violence!
much. Listen, gotta end the episode with a little violence. We didn't have nearly enough throughout the rest of the episode for my liking. But y'all, that does bring us to the end of our episode this week. If you have any questions that you think we should answer, if you have any trivia that you think Chris should surprise us with, please drop it in the comment section down below. Tell us who you think is going to take gold in the Olympics this year. Are we going to see a World Juniors repeat, or are we going to see total dominance from the USA? like we always do. Give us your thoughts and opinions. Be sure to like, subscribe, do whatever your platform that you are watching, listening, transmitting this through tells you to do. If it says it, just do it. Just assume it's in your best interest. That's how you should work throughout life in
Yeah,
general.
that's how it goes. It's the best way to do it.
That's how it goes. Yeah. Anyway, we will see you motherpuckers in the face-off circle next week.